welcome to Asian Horizons. We are delighted to present to you today one of India's foremost Bharatanatyam dancers, Padma Shri Dr. Padma Subramaniam, a household name not only in India but in many other parts of the world. Padma, daughter of the late director K. Subramaniam, film pioneer of South India, is a master of innovation and style. Her mother, the late Mrs. Meenakshi Subrahmanyam, was a well-known music composer and lyricist in the Tamil and Sanskrit languages. Dr. Padma Subramaniam ventured into unexplored realms of research on the Natya Shastra, an ancient treatise in Sanskrit written by sage Bharata, thus reviving an obsolete dance technique. She was awarded a doctorate for her thesis on Karanas in Indian dance and sculpture. After seeing Padma perform on stage, John Ma, a Tamil scholar lecturing at the School of African and Oriental Studies in London, England, wrote that it was no exaggeration to say that Dr. Padma Subramaniam represents the very pinnacle of the art and science of Indian dance at present, namely Bharatanatyam. He added that she is quintessentially its crown jewel, both as artist and as scholar. Here she is in a beautiful dance taped on location in some of the temples of India. What a dancer. Padma Shri Dr. Padma Subramaniam serves on the Board of Studies for several universities, research institutions, and high-profile cultural institutions. She has been nominated to the Senate of 2 universities in India and has served on the Sangeet Natak Academy and the Indian Council for Cultural Relations. I had the pleasure and honor of interviewing her briefly during her last visit to North America. We would like to bring this interview to you today. Jaya, Jaya, Shankara, Hare Shankara, Kritigadi, Tanana, Tanana, Shambho, 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 Tanana, Namah Shivaya, Jaya, Jaya, Shankara, Hare Shankara, Om Namah Shivaya. We opened our show today with a dance full of sculpture-like movements by the world-renowned Dr. Padma Subramaniam, a personification of fine arts. We are delighted to have her on the show with us today. You are the first performing artist in Bharatanatyam to obtain a doctorate in dance, and your doctoral thesis is on Karanas in Indian dance and sculpture. First of all, what are Karanas? Secondly, why do you call it Indian dance and not Bharatanatyam as related to Tamil Nadu from where you hail?
Well, before that, let me greet the viewers of this program. And about your questions, Karanas are movements, or I would say units of dance, as described in Bharata Muni's Natya Shastra, which is perhaps the oldest extant literature on the arts of dance, drama, music, and poetics on the whole. And Karanas were units of dance in India till about 5 centuries ago. And my work has been to reconstruct these obsolete movements. There are 108 such basic movements. And I did a correlated study of Natya Shastra along with its commentary and also the relevant dance sculptures. See, the tradition of Natya Shastra is not meant for any particular region in India. In fact, Bharata Muni says that his work is meant for the entire Asia. Jambu Dvipa is the name he uses for Asia. And according to ancient Indian geography, Jambu Dvipa would mean the present Asia and a part of Europe as well. And it speaks about every region in India, starting from Bolan Pass, and Panchali is the name of the region given to Punjab and other such northern parts of India. And it's amazing how some of the rules with regard to presentation of productions, with regard to taking into consideration the taste of people, given in Natya Shastra is so relevant to this day. For example, for Panchali region, that is Punjab region, Bharata says use the Arabati Vritti, which is a forceful style, and see how it's very much prevalent in the most beautiful Bhangra dance of today, which is an expression of the inner joy in a forceful dance movement. And this is the nature of the pan-Indian nature of Natya Shastra, and that is why I called my thesis Karanas in Indian Dance and Sculpture. And I changed the performance, I announced my concerts as Bharatanatyam and not Bharatanatyam, because Natya means drama according to Natya Shastra, and Nritya is representational dance. So this is how I announced. And based on this Natya Shastra tradition, there has been the classical tradition in dance, drama and music in India, which united the whole of our country into one common cultural ethos from Kashmir to Cape. And this style coexisted with all the regional styles of dance and dance dramas. And the common Indian style used to be called Margi, and the regional styles used to be called Deshi. The regional forms have had a tremendous renaissance, and much has been done. Unfortunately, this common cultural ethos reflected in the Natya Shastra, it looks as though I was ordained to revive it.
Beautiful.
And this Margi tradition based on Natya Shastra is what I teach, and you'll be happy to know that as a member, I feel very honored to have been asked by the National Committee for celebrating India's independence, as well as celebrating Jawaharlal Nehru's centenary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And for this committee, I'm going to be conducting an All India Natya Shastra Siksha camp, in which choreographers, teachers of all styles of dances and performers will be studying Natya Shastra theoretically and practically.
Oh, that's wonderful. We believe that you have recently been ordained by a great saint in India to create a new set of 108 Karanas, sculptures?
Very often described as postures, but in my research I found that these dance sculptures are like frozen moments of movements I can compare them with still photographs of moving dancers. So each sculpture represents a movement, and I have designed a new set of 108 Karana sculptures for a temple which is being built under the, with the benign blessings of, I would say, God in flesh and blood, Paramacharya of Kanchi, who is 96 years old.
Why are you referred to as a rebel who has opened a new chapter in the history of Bharatanatyam?
Well, I suppose it has been in the complimentary sense itself. I have been using a lot of my old, research products in my choreography. And for instance, language is also no bar. For instance, I used a Meera bhajan to suit the Lakshana of a Padavarnam in South Indian style.
Over now to a segment from Padma's Meera bhajan.
Kamala, 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 Jaya bin Kamala, Chandra bin Rajani, aise tum dekho bin sadani, aakul firu rehna din, virah kale jo kaaye, virah kale jo विरह करे जो गाए विरह करे जो गाए प्यारे दरसन दीजो तुम बिन रहो न जाए मीरा दासी जन्म जन्म की मीरा दासी जन्म जन्म की पड़ी तुम्हारे पाए मीरा दासी क्यों दर्शाओ जन्म जन्म की दिवसन भूख नींद नहीं देना मुख सोखत न नावे नवेरा मीरा दासी जन्म जन्म की कहो कछु कहने न आवे दिल दर्द तपत बुझाए सारे प्यारे दरसन दीजो तुम भी
We are talking to Dr. Padma Subrahmanyam, who has revived an obsolete dance technique. We believe you were the first to revive the Banika style. What is the Banika style?
Well, the Banika style is something like mono-acting done by a single lady in the form of dance.
I see.
And the first Banika style that I produced was Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha, on Krishna.
I saw that. It's beautiful.
Thank you. And then on Rama also, a multilingual Ramayana program I did as solo. Here, we have to do many characters at a time. For instance, sometimes even comical roles. Now, for instance, in Ramayana, in Sita Swayamvara, when the big giant bow has to be lifted, many kings come and try, and I bring in a little bit of comedy in this, including even the 10-headed Ravana coming and trying to lift the bow unsuccessfully. And because Ramayana is otherwise a pathos, I thought it's good to add some humor to it.
That's right. By the way, now it's over to a scene from Padma's Ramayana. Enjoy the segment.
கைத்தலம் விதித்தன that exists even today, with a big gap in time and space between India and Southeast Asia? Can there be diversity in reality in the single landmass of our Bharat? Vibrant variety should not be mistaken for deep diversity. Now let's see the remaining 28 Karanas from Sarpitam onwards. But Tanjavur figures are not available after Sarpitam.
We are talking to an internationally reputed dancer on whom films have been made by the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, the Soviet television, and by other European networks. You seem to give equal importance to facial expression and stylistic body movements. How do you manage to change characters in split seconds?
Well, you must have a feel for different kinds of characters and situations. Bhava means feeling, and expression of that feeling is called abhinaya. And once the feeling is all expressed, the audience starts sharing the same kind of feeling, and that is called rasa or aesthetic bliss. And we all try only to achieve rasa. For instance, one has to be Rama and Sita at a time while presenting Ramayana as solo. Here is a line from Kamban, a great poet in Tamil, who says, Annalum Nokinan, that means the Lord gazed at her, and so did she too. And that was the first meeting of Rama and Sita. And a lot of complementary emotions have to be playing a part to strengthen the basic sentiment of love.
Here is a sample now from Padma's dance drama Ramayana, where Rama meets Sita for the very first time. Watch her change expressions here.
They are founded by your father. Are you following the traditional principles in training students?
Well, I have again broken from the norms that have been set in the last 300 years. I follow the methodology for pedagogy as given in Bharata's Natya Shastra. I train every limb, the major limbs and minor limbs separately, and then give them training how to use them collectively. In fact, this methodology which is useful in training the body in a very systematic way, particularly for physical expression. And I've been following this methodology for Natya Shastra Siksha camps wherever I have been conducting in India and abroad. Now recently at Saylorsburg in Pennsylvania, USA, I conducted a Natya Shastra Siksha camp for the Arsha Vidya Gurukulam with Swami Dayananda Saraswati giving lectures on philosophy, and I was training choreographers, young performers, and all of them learned this technique of training the body.
learnt that the Soviet press wrote that you united the soul of India with that of Russia by dancing to the music of a great Russian composer. The report stated that it seemed as though the Russian composer had scored the music in anticipation of your choreography. What do you think?
Well, it was very sweet of the press people to write that. Perhaps it was the first time that Western classical symphony was used for Indian classical dance. I presented a scene from Ramayana, taking the episode of Jatayu Moksha, where Lord Rama bestows salvation on Jatayu, a great bird, and treats the bird like his own father. I used here for choreography the method, as I told you, using the whole body to express ideas, and of course the face too.
では受賞されましたパドマ・スブラマニアム様からご挨拶をいただきたいと存じます。どうぞお願いいたします。
Your Excellency, the Mayor of Fukuoka, Honorable Chairman of the Yokotopia Foundation, and distinguished guests. Watashi wa ima nishon ni ite taihen shiya wase desu. Watashi ni kono yona eiko o kudasatta Fukuoka Asia Bunkasho Inkai ni kansha itashimasu. Watashi wa kono chikyū ga 21世紀により平和になるようアジアの調和と発展を神に祈ります。ありがとうございます。この後は英語で話します。Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. salutations to all the holy teachers. I wish I were a poet to articulate my profound sense of gratitude to the esteemed chairman and members of the Fukuoka Asian Cultural Prize Committee for conferring this most prestigious award on me. I deem it as a symbol of the eternal link between India and Japan. At this great moment of my life, I offer my salutations to my loving parents, Director K. Subramaniam and Meenakshi.
You've been dancing since your childhood. What does dance mean to you?
Well, dance and music is the very way of my life. And I love music because it is the very life of dance. Otherwise, a classical Indian musician like me wouldn't be using the music composed by Tchaikovsky, a Russian composer. And dance is meditation to me.
Over now to a song by Dr. Padma Subrahmanyam. Padma, needless to say, we are honored to have you on the show, and we love you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.